Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
First down at 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Brando scrambles, started off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall touchdown. Rory going to the single coverage, end zone. Touchdown! He hits Cooper again.
What's up? What's up? Told you guys this is how we're going to start it from now on. We're back. Full house. Back again. Hoosier Happy Hour. Here to preview the game against Michigan coming up this weekend. Game number 10 on the slate. I said full house. I didn't even introduce anybody. You guys know him. It's Brandon. He's over here to my right on the screen. Seth
What's
Salome.
happening? What's up?
Power.
Below you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's power bottom. So yeah, let's hop right into it. Again, we're here to talk about the game coming up on Saturday, and that is the Michigan Wolverines. We are at game number 10. I will repeat this again, against the Michigan Wolverines, who are 5-4 with a 3-3 record in conference, the defending champion Michigan Wolverines. So, yeah. So hold on. I got somehow Seth is talking in my ear right now, and I don't understand. There it goes.
That's impressive because he's not talking.
No, he's not talking. Where is this at? Where is this talking? There it is. I got it. Okay. I don't know how that was playing.
Is this his first podcast, Seth? Has he never podcasted before?
Well, you know, I have to do everything. I've got to edit. I got to do.
I'm literally on mute. What can I?
No, the
is this the Trap
Michigan
podcast?
State,
is this the Trap podcast?
Was it the Michigan State preview that you guys did without me, or post game?
Preview.
Both. No, I did one of. That one was just playing in the background. Yeah, weird. Okay, go back again. National champion, defending national champions, Michigan Wolverines, 5-4, 3-3 in conference, are playing at our number 8 or 10, depending on where you want to look. We'll just call it number 8 because that's the only one that matters now. Indiana Hoosiers 9-0, 6-0 in conference. That's going to take place this Saturday, which is a traditional time for most college football games. Saturday, November 9th, 3:30 p.m. I told you guys I called this in the group. I think I called it for weeks at this point. CBS. We're going to have the big dogs calling it. It's going to feel like an SEC game until you realize it's a Big Ten game. Like, that's just where your brain's going to be. It's going to take place at the Rock Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana. Beautiful Bloomington, Indiana. The line hasn't moved, Brandon.
It has.
Right?
Moved the half point.
Did it move a half point?
Yep. On DraftKings as of Thursday night, 8:15. The hook is live.
All right. 14.5.
That'll come back. 14.5.
Okay. So IU favorite by 14.5 against the defending national champions. So yeah. Again, we do this every week for every team. If this is your first one, we've done it already kind of more in depth as far as individual players and who's going to stand out. We did it back in like June or July in episode 208, where we kind of really dive into Davis Warren. And no, we don't. I think we talked more about Alex Orji and Tuttle than when we kind of gave a slight mention to Davis Warren. But yeah, you can go back and listen to that if you want. A lot of the defense stuff is still pretty accurate. Running backs, stuff like that, you'll get a good gist of what's going on. Let's go ahead, Seth.
They did have to release a statement this week saying that Will Johnson, the star cornerback, and is it Kenneth Grant, will continue playing. So they're already doing the whole we're not opting out thing. So clarifying that those two players, if healthy, will be available.
Crazy. And yeah, we'll talk about those guys in a little bit because those are pretty important players for what seems to be a pretty mediocre defense. All right, let's run through their schedule real quick. Pretty balanced, I'd say. I mean, they've played, except for home and away, they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their 9 games at home. I don't know how that works, but Fresno State win, Texas loss, Arkansas State win. This one blows my mind, but we turned out to be not a very good team. USC, when they were number 11, that was a win. They beat Minnesota, but then lost in both of their road games, Brandon. They lost at Washington, had a bye week to prepare for a dynamite Illinois team, lost in Illinois, squeaked by Michigan State.
Every gadget possible
by Oregon
against Michigan State.
Yeah.
Every gadget possible.
And squeaked by as we hung 47 consecutive on them. They probably could have done more. Anything you guys want to talk about with their schedule? I mean, it kind of, you thought early on like they were going to be pretty competitive, right? They looked decent for half of the Texas game. We thought USC was going to be half good, but I don't see anything that really stands out. I'd say their best win, Minnesota.
Now Minnesota looks like a wagon.
Yeah.
Or a rowboat.
A canoe.
There we go.
Do you row on a canoe? Yeah, I guess you do row on a canoe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that's their best win. Again, all of them coming at home of the 5, all of them coming at home, the 2 road games losses. So let's jump in. I don't know what the rest of their schedule, Seth. You have the rest of it in front of you. No, any chance they make a bowl? 5 and 4? No, you think it's that bad? They got Ohio State. They have us. They might have a cake in there, dude, somewhere. Do they play Purdue?
I just
Seth?
pulled it up. They're Northwestern, so yeah, they'll make a bowl. That's 6 and 6.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, they host Northwestern.
Yeah,
but if they get dollywopped, dudes are going to start sprinting.
Yeah. After this game, you think? Well,
Yeah.
they're definitely some of the players we're going to talk about are not going to step foot into that facility after that Ohio State game. Like other than
before, they don't want tape against Ohio State.
I don't know, man. I think some of these guys might want some tape. Maybe not on the defense, but at least one of the guys on the offense, or 1 or 2 guys on the offense, might want some tape on that. So I kind of, almost threw up in my mouth a little bit when we thought that maybe they would make a bowl because they have the 127th best offense, Brandon. And I've got a hypothetical question, I think, but for the listeners, it might not be. Their current coach was their offensive coordinator last year, right?
Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're 127th in the country.
Not good.
No. 116th in scoring, 62nd. They were supposed to be this massive power running defense or offense. 62nd in the country rushing, and it just gets even worse passing. 128th. We've seen Tuttle.
How many
Tuttle,
teams are
there?
134.
134. They are right at the bottom. They are 102nd in turnover margin. They've lost 6 fumbles and thrown 9 picks. They're -5 on the season. So you do the math on that one.
Not good.
Red zone, another team, Brando. Tell me this doesn't sound familiar. Red zone offense, 96th. They only have 21,
I've heard this before.
21 trips to the red zone.
Ooh.
In comparison, for everybody listening, and that converts to an 81%, 13 touchdowns, 4 field goals. Everybody that's listening, IU has 54 trips to the red zone with 45 touchdowns. That's more than 3 times the amount of touchdowns they have just in the red zone for the year. And IU scores at a clip of 94% when we're down there. So it reminds you of what team? I'd say kind
Michigan
of a
State.
mix of Michigan State and a little bit of Washington, but Washington was better
Correct.
on offense.
Correct.
Seth?
Washington could throw the ball.
Yeah. They were pretty good coming in.
And how do you beat this IU team? Teams that have had success. Teams that have had success. How do you like Childs throws DeMar?
Throwing, I guess.
Right? Like
I guess
there's
throwing
been
it, but again, we're the 28th ranked defense in passing in the country.
Right. But I mean, again, like even go farther back. I mean, Charlotte had a little bit of success throwing the ball.
Maryland had some
Yeah,
success
Billy
there.
Edwards. Like they can't throw the ball, and they're not exceptional at running the ball.
Please don't tell them not to throw the ball. Please hype their throwing.
How are they going to attack the number 3 defensive team in the country? Passing, we're 28th.
They got to run.
Rushing, we're numero uno.
It's number 1 for those that don't speak Spanish.
Numero uno in running, and we're playing a run first, second, and third team.
Yeah.
Big yikes for the Wolverines.
Yeah. Not good. We just shut down a team last week. What, negative yards rushing? Was that what they finished with? That hung their hat the last couple weeks in rushing. I think they put up 200 on Iowa or on this Michigan team, and then negative yards against us at home. Not even on the road. So, all right, let's dive in real quick. Again, you're going to see 2 quarterbacks from what I understand. I haven't really looked to see if they've changed any of it, but I think what they've done is kind of given the keys to Davis Warren for the rest of the season and kind of thrown Alex Orji in. Remember, he was supposed to be the protege, the big time quarterback that was going to take over the program now, and he's slipped off, and he's just a.
Well, what's important to being a quarterback, Bragg? What's important?
I don't know, just like taking care of the ball.
Throwing the ball. You want to be able to throw the ball, and Orji can't do that.
Well, neither one of them really can't or can. I mean, sorry, they have. He has like Davis Warren, for example, 700 yards throwing the ball on the season, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's not bad throwing the ball 65%, but he's only throwing it for barely 6 yards a catch. Again. Comparison real quick. As I said, 731 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Rourke, who started most of the season except for one game, 2,204 yards, 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. One of those interceptions being at a halftime, throw up ball. So not good there. We already know that. Tuttle was their best option, and he was not good either. As I said, Orji's going to come in. He's going to run a little bit. He threw the ball 3 times last week. Again, I didn't watch any of that game, but he threw it for 1 yard, 1 for 3 for 1 yard. So he's not going to do a whole lot with it. He does carry the ball a little bit. He had 8 carries on the day against Oregon.
Early Brando's Randos, Bragg.
Yeah.
Which team has more rush yards on Saturday?
I mean, I would think IU would have more rush yards. I would think so.
Seth, what do you think?
I would lean towards IU.
There we go. Who's going to have more pass yards?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
that's easy.
That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Navy.
You see where I'm going
Navy
with this, right?
Navy
you see
will
these
have more
baiting questions I'm leaning towards.
Yes. Who else runs a triple option? Army and Navy will both have more passing yards than Michigan.
I love Army. They've won me so much money.
They need to lose one. Run. I wrote, they're going to do that. They're going to run. You guys have heard about him. Donovan Edwards, he's on the front of NCAA College Football 25. Wow. So much for that. And Khalil Mullings, he's been the big one. Is he a freshman, Seth? Khalil Mullings?
Oh, no. This is like his 4th year. He's been around for a long time. He started out as a middle linebacker. Then he transitioned last year to running back. He was made the 4th quarter guy last year. And this year he's taken over as kind of he's pretty much the main lead back.
Yeah, they've kind of flip-flopped, I think, but Mullings has been definitely more the productive back over Edwards, which again, Edwards I think had like high round grades put on him going into this season, and hopefully he made a lot of money from EA Sports because he's cost himself, well, not him necessarily, but his team and coaching maybe has cost himself quite a bit. So their receiving threat, Brandon, they have one guy. And he's not a receiver. He's a tight end. And he's very good. I mean, he's easily their best player on offense. Colston Loveland, he's big. He's fast. He catches the ball very well. These stats I'm about ready to read you are by far the best in every receiving category for them. 49 catches, 523 yards, 4 touchdowns. He leads in all of them. The funny part is number 2 and number 3 receiving are both of their top 2 receivers, and they have a 21 reception receiver and a 12 reception receiver. Those are your number 2 and 3 highest receiving players on the team. 21.
So how do we defend that, Michael? How do you think we defend Colston?
Well, early IU defensive player to watch, I guess. You have TJJ now. TJJ's got to have to.
You put a safety on
one with him. Yeah. You're gonna have to go Terry Jones Jr.
You don't put Walker.
No, I wouldn't. Well, maybe, but you got to be careful with some of the stuff that maybe some of these quarterbacks can do. I know Warren's not much of a runner, but he can make some plays with his feet if he needs to. That's where I like to have Walker hanging around the line of scrimmage. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with their offense. It's not good. The offensive line's pretty good. Again, you're going to see pros, NFL pros playing on this team on both sides of the ball. But how they don't piece it together and like have any sort of success on the offensive side, I'm not sure. Because, again, middle of the road in sacks allowed. They don't allow too many. They're not anywhere towards the end on anything. They don't give up a ton of TFLs. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's real weird. So anything else you guys want to add on their offense? Seth, you've probably watched them more than anybody else here.
Yeah, I'll just say it's trying to be the exact same thing as the Jim Harbaugh offense. The only difference is when you expect from a Jim Harbaugh offense is a really good offensive line, a really good tight end, a steady quarterback, not spectacular, really good running backs, and a couple of receivers who can make some plays. This team has an injured offensive line. They have a really good, they still have the tight end, they still have the running backs, but they don't have the steady quarterback play, and they don't have any explosiveness on the edges from the receivers. So it's really hard for them to get going, and they're turning the ball over. It's a recipe for disaster. And if they don't figure out something, there's a good chance. You guys said they're going to win Northwestern, even though it's, at home. I don't think that's a guarantee.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are back to hating on Northwestern, I think, just because of what happened last week at Purdue. But, yeah, I don't.
At least Northwestern can score.
They can score.
How is Michigan scoring? I don't know.
Defense. I mean, we'll talk about how they've scored. Yeah. It's not even a joke. Let's talk about their defense real quick. Again, this was a top 3 in every category.
I think number 1 defense last year.
Well, yeah, overall number 1. But I mean, in every category, they were somewhere around the top 10 or higher. Now they're 47th in total defense. 57th in scoring, 95th against the pass, which was crazy for me. And 23rd against the run. We don't care. We played the 7th best running defense and tore them.
Remember when Will Compton didn't think we were going to run on a top 10?
Do you remember when people actually cared what Will Compton said or listened to anything that he said? I can't believe
he's entertaining, but he's real bad at the whole knowing football thing. For being a former NFL player,
it could be the
I think he's entertaining. I think it could be. I think he's funny. I think he's entertaining. I think, he's every meathead high school football player. He's funny, but he's not overly good.
He doesn't do anything for me. He's a Barstool guy, right? So that doesn't help anything on my end. Again, this will sound familiar. 3rd down conversion defense, 109th. Who's that sound like? Michigan State. What did we do to Michigan State outside of the first 2 drives? March up and down the field all game. They give up 44%. We are 7th in the country in offense. We convert 50% of the time, which is crazy. Again, as I said earlier, we probably played 4-5 defenses out of the 9 games that are better statistically than Michigan. The only problem is none of these defenses had 3 first-round draft picks on it. And I got this from multiple mock drafts, credible mock drafts, not like Bob's mock draft or something. But
what about Bob?
Yeah, right. Defensive tackle, you guys have heard about this guy, Mason Graham. again, stats not going to kill you, but from the defensive tackle position, he's got 3.5 sacks. They got a good rush off the edge, and Josiah Stewart. So Carter Smith's going to have some fun on Saturday.
This would scare the bejesus out of me in, I don't know, any game of the last 10 years.
Okay. Yes.
But God, has our offensive line been our best position group, offense or defense?
That's hard to argue. The quarterback's pretty damn good. Yeah, probably. They're very
Position
good.
group.
I mean, they're
Position
so
group.
hard.
So that doesn't count. That doesn't count quarterback.
So good. They're all so good. But yeah, he's got 6.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. And then as Seth talks about Will Johnson, and as we just made reference to their defense scoring touchdowns, he's got 2 interceptions. Both of those returned for touchdowns. One against USC against the quarterback who's now been benched, and one against Fresno State. I'm sorry, Seth, to bring up that to you because I'm
Miller
pretty
Moss
sure
is coming to Michigan, by the way.
2 weeks ago you said I'm really like
kidding.
that USC quarterback now. Is he really?
Yeah.
Transfer. Why?
Yeah.
Because he can start instantly.
Yeah, he got benched and he's go to another destination program.
Not Michigan. I mean, we're gonna need a quarterback, it sounds like.
You don't want him.
No, I don't want him. So yeah, so they're poor against the pass. 95th. They haven't really, outside of Oregon. Let me look here. Texas, maybe a little bit. They haven't really played like a top tier passing offense. Oregon and Washington, I'd probably say were 1 and 2 that they've played against. The other guy is decent, middle of the road. Texas is okay offensively, more of a defensive team. But again, we should be able to do whatever we kind of want to do. What did you make that face for, Seth?
Texas is a high-powered offensive team. They have an amazing offense. What are you talking about? They're okay.
Do they really?
They're
I
more
haven't
of a
watched
defensive team.
Every
You're
time
out
I
of your-
watch them, they
you're
don't
out of
look.
your
They don't look like
goddamn
shit
mind.
on offense.
Move along.
Yeah.
Well,
What? Go ahead.
Seth is worked up tonight. I like this.
He's mad about something. I don't know.
He
what
wants
it
to
is.
fight someone. I can just see it in his eyes. You can see it in his eyes. Producer Seth
Can you?
is
I can't believe you can
angry.
even see his eyes.
moving on.
Okay.
Players to watch.
Yes. No, we're not doing that. So yeah. Either way, I think we should be able to take care of this team. I think it'd be disappointing if we don't. But as I said, and I've said multiple times, they've got talent. If the talent shows up and they can piece a couple of things together, we could have a little bit of difficulty with it. But we'll be interested to hear what you guys think in your predictions a little bit later on. So let's do IU players to watch. We'll start on defense because I already gave mine away. So let's go, Brandon, on defense. Who you watching?
It's Fisher and Walker. Sorry if I'm cherry picking, but Orgy's going to want to play sideline to sideline, right? So is Donovan Edwards. He's not going to want to run between the tackles. We're going to have to play sideline to sideline football with our front seven. It's going to be vitally important. And how Walker, because Sharon Moore can scheme the offensive line up. They run some exotic run packages. How they pull guards. How they run a ton of motion. A ton of their wide receivers, while they're not catching the ball, they're pretty good running or blocking. So our linebackers are gonna have to read really, really well. But I think they're totally up to the task. So I'm going to watch to see how Fisher and Walker, if they kind of move with the motion, how they handle some of the pulling guards. So Fisher and Walker, who I'm watching, because if they're on their game, which no reason to think they won't be, they have been all season, but if they're playing sideline to sideline football, limiting the yards on the edge, man, I just don't see at all how they're gaining first downs or moving the ball down the field.
Seth?
Brandon's absolutely right, and I'm going to tell you why. We already talked about how you're going to have to cover Colston Loveland in some form or fashion. The linebackers are going to have to help in that. The running game from the quarterback standpoint, they're going to be vital in that. And then both the ways the running backs come at you. Mullings is the 235-pounder who's going to be up the middle. He's a battering ram. It's going to be run fill after run fill for Aiden Fisher. And then Edwards likes to get outside. He likes to get out on the edge. And that's where Jalen Walker is going to be able to track him down in space, make key tackles, gang tackle. So those are the two guys, because of the versatility, because of the strengths of the Michigan offense, especially, those are the two guys who are going to get worn out. Hopefully in a good way, not in a, run over and put away wet or whatever that thing is, but heavily involved.
Another early Brando's Randos, Bragg, you and I kind of spotted it starting to play. I'm not going to say a lot, but starting to play more 4-3 than I thought we were going to see. Are we going to see more Isaiah Jones in this run heavy scheme? Like, do we get out of our 4-2-5 and more into the 4-3?
Yeah, so I think I'll reevaluate my player to watch and change it to Farrell, which is soft. But if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I've been a huge Amari Farrell fan for the last 2 years. But just because I don't know how much, Terry Jones Jr. we will see. I think you'll see a lot of Isaiah Jones out there because they're going to try to run and run and run. And you saw last week where Michigan State kind of tricked us a little bit on obvious rundowns, and they would pass and kind of catch Isaiah Jones out there when you don't want him out there. But we, made the adjustments and obviously whooped their ass. But I think I'm going to change mine to Farrell, because I think Farrell will be the one then assigned to Loveland, and that's the only one that worries me on their offense receiving the ball.
I mean, it would not surprise me if we almost double cover, right? Like, we won't be a true double cover, but maybe he'll have
under kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Which means we are playing more zone, which normally scares me.
I hate that.
But they don't have a zone breaker like Marsh. They don't have a zone breaker like Felton. They don't have a zone breaker. I'm forgetting the wide receiver on Washington. They don't have Boston. Yeah, they don't have that receiver that can break the zone, right? And I think defending against a tight end with a linebacker and a safety, I think is a little bit easier to do than trying to cover Loveland one-on-one, which I don't know if we want a linebacker or a safety on Loveland. I actually like the idea of running zone, even though if you have been anywhere near Bragg's basement, we scream, get out of the zone at least a dozen times a game. So,
yeah.
The other thing to reiterate is what Brandon said earlier, is there's a lot of motion, a lot of pulling guards. So making sure the defense is lined up is more important than ever. Making sure that you're identifying what the strong side is, making sure that when they twist both the tight ends from the right side to the left side, or they bring the tight end from the wide receiver to the running back, they do all that kind of goofy gadget stuff. So you have to make sure that you're lined up and fundamentally sound, prepared for every single play, because they will gash you and take advantage of you if you screw up one time.
Yep. 100%.
Yep.
100%.
Offense, who are you watching, Brandon?
For me, again, we've noted the pass defense. I really do think we can get them beat deep. I think they do. Will Johnson is a cover, so it's not Surratt. For me, it's literally everyone else. Cooper, Price, and maybe a bounce back game from Cross. Cross has been down the last couple games. That Shanahan, Tino, I forget who the wide receiver coach, want to instill confidence in, because Cross made some monster plays in the beginning of the season. So who I'm watching are all receivers not named Elijah Surratt, because I think he could have a tough day if Will Johnson is shadowing him. So that means the other wide receivers are going to have to get open and make plays. And I think they can. I think they will. And I'm excited to watch it.
You and I are on the exact same page again, terrifyingly, because my thought process was, Michigan, the one thing they do from a coordinating standpoint is they're always going to take away your number 1 and number 2 threats. So they're going to have some kind of game plan to stop the power run inside zone run game. They're going to have some kind of way to stop Elijah Surratt in some kind of the outside passing game. They'll probably even key on Horton a little bit, because they know that they like to get him involved. So the guy I circled out of your little group is the guy you forgot to mention, is the guy who went for 6 receptions and 86 yards last week against Michigan State, and that's Keyshawn Williams. He was the name I picked out of the hat, because I think he's the guy. I think Price and Cross are guys you can key on again, because they've had those big games. They've had the big plays. They have those kinds of routes that they'd like to hit. Keyshawn Williams is that little variable who just they sprinkle in a little bit here and there. And I think this is another game where if you can get him matched up against their number 2, 3, or 4 DB, or even get him mismatched against a linebacker, he can cause a lot of problems.
And I think we do see the quick passing game. I don't think we see some of these vintage 3-step drops because, I mean, gosh, their defensive line is good. Their defensive line has stats. I love our offensive line against it. I said it earlier, but I think we see that quick passing attack. I think you see slants, outs, screens, and that screams Keyshawn Williams.
Yeah. You kind of set me up for what I was going to say, but I wanted to come back and say something to what Seth said. So why I agree with what he says. I don't think you can pinpoint anything that this wide receiver group does other than Omar Cooper goes deep. Like, that's it. Like, you don't know who's going to be the top receiver. You don't know who's going to be the one going in the slot. You don't know who's going to be the one running the real route or wheel route. You don't know who's the one going to be taking the screens, unless it's an inside screen. That's always Keyshawn for some reason. But I'd be interested in, I probably should have looked this up at some point, but to see how many different receivers we've had lead games, because I bet you there's at least 3 or 4 of them, at least. I know Price has led one. I know Cross has led one. I know Surratt's led one. I know Cooper's led one. Like, so you just don't know who to pinpoint on, who to sit with. Does Willie Johnson go to Omar's side? And then does Waffle House eat? I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, so that, going back to what Brandon was saying, I'll just tie my 2 into it. I have Justice Ellison bounce back game. I don't think he had the best game of his IU career last week. I think he'll have a big game this week, and it's all tied into the offensive line. Because if there's somebody that can get to the outside a little bit better on some of our zone runs, it's him. And we've seen
I like the other 2 better in this game because of exactly what Seth said. I think they are going to stack the box. I don't think they put 8, but I think they're going to put 7, and they're going to be crashing between the tackles, which is mean I like pitches the Lawton. I like screens the Black. I like our edge guys more than Ellison. And that is not like, that's not me thinking Ellison can't do it. That's just me. I think Michigan's going to take that away. And I think Shanahan and Sig will have things planned up for, man, Lawton looked good catching the ball out of the backfield the last few games. We know the explosiveness that Black gets. Like, I very much could see, I personally don't like halfback draws, but I think they're going to come after the quarterback. They're going to come, but they're going to send pressure. It wouldn't surprise me to see Lawton or Black bust a 8, 12, 15-yard draw delay. I think those are some of the things Shanahan dials up, but Ellison's going to have to do the dirty work. Ellison's going to have to carry the ball 15 times, and man, he may only go for 15 for 60, right? Like, he may only get 3.5, 4 yards of carry. And I think that's going to be vitally important for him to do his part. It's going to have to be a lunch pail game for Ellison for sure.
Yeah, I kept trying to say, I don't know how much Black you're actually going to see. I don't see that. Like, I don't know. But sure. I think the things you were saying about Lawton and about Black are kind of all the same with Ellison. I mean, not really so much catching the ball out of the backfield. I think that's kind of Lawton's thing.
Yeah, that sick one-handed catch, though. That was nasty.
You did have that one. But I think you'll see, and you talked about that draw. You can go back and watch a lot of the stuff where a lot of those RPOs are kind of set up as draws almost. It's like, hang it, go. Then you're going to see a ton of that as it is. Interested in maybe it was a slip. I don't know. Why would Michigan stack the box against IU? Why would you stick 7
to make them
8 in?
To make them one-dimensional, to
throw it? But then they will have our Heisman candidate quarterback just tear them up. You know what I mean? Like, I would assume they want us to they want us to run the ball.
I don't think so.
I think they trust their pass rush and their cover guys.
Yep. Yeah, that's stupid. 95th best passing defense in the country.
They believe in the players, not the stats. What do you say all the time? Game's not played on paper. I think they say
I said
we have 5-star corners, right? Let our 5-star corners be 5-star corners.
That's all right. That's fine. All right.
I just think that. What do I know?
You don't know anything. I already wrote it down. 31 minutes in, Brandon is dumb, and then I've got
not wrong.
Just to come back and be like, hey, look, during the game, we'll be like, hey, you remember what you said? All right. Give me a second. We'll let me get my mind put back together, and we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. Okay, we're back. And this is the part everybody tunes in for anyway. I don't know if he has any left, but
Dude, I have so many. I have 1,
yeah, I was
2,
gonna say
3,
he
4,
did say
5,
he has a
6, 7,
bunch.
8, 9. I have 9.
9. You had 11 going in?
Yes.
You've already
Yes,
asked
I did.
2, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Okay,
go.
I'll start with the game, which I only have 3. I have 6 that are not about this game. First one, do you think we do anything fun with the jerseys, helmets? We've stayed super traditional. Do you think we just roll the traditional unis and helmets out, Bragg?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything, any like rumors or anything, and I haven't seen anything like social media or anything going on either. So I would have
Do
thought
you like
if
that?
they
Do
were
you
gonna
think? Do you like
anything,
that we're just going traditional and not going?
you know, man, I want to see red pants or different helmets or
know.
like something. Maybe they go block eye. I think they'll go block eye at some point this year, maybe against Purdue. I don't know, but that's it. I don't know if they'll change anything.
Okay. Do you think we do towels again? There's been
Yes.
rumors of them online. There's been rumors on them on Peegs. Do you think we go towels again, and are they different?
Yes. I've already heard some murmurs around that they're supposed to be Sig 10 towels.
I didn't see that at all.
So I think you'll see the C with the 1 and the G. That's what you're gonna get. I think. I don't know anything for sure. I've heard it from some people, but yeah, I think that's what you're gonna see on Saturday. I do have I'd say 75% yes on the towels.
Awesome.
And if we
Can't
do,
wait.
it's Big 10.
Do you I briefly told you this Saturday. Not sure if you were listening to me. You definitely remember. We didn't drink near as much for Michigan State as we did for the game before. We kept it responsible last Saturday. The game before that, not so much. But do you remember what I told you? The Signetti towels we're going for on online?
I don't remember the number, but it's like in the hundreds, right?
Just under 99.
Okay, 99.
And on Amazon and eBay, they're set at $99 for the towels.
Crazy.
Just bananas.
I cannot believe I left 3 towels in our seats. I should have just taken all 4 of them.
$300. I mean, you would have kept yours, right? You would have kept yours.
It's already downstairs. It's already set up.
All right. Last question about the game. So we've had Big Noon, we've had Barstool, we've had ESPN. What do you think this CBS tailgate looks like? Because they do have a show, but I don't watch it. I don't know anyone that I don't even know who's on it. What do you think this
watches it?
What do you think the CBS tailgate is like? And we're not going to that, are we?
I think it's 1 pitcher of iced tea, 1 pitcher of lemonade, and a couple of those. What are they called? Like eclairs?
Eclairs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the pastry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a eclair? An eclair?
Croissant?
It's eclair.
Sauce?
Right?
Eclair?
I don't know. It's one of those words I never have to say out loud.
Yeah, it's a little highfalutin, like a little older demographic setup. I thought it was just a studio show for them, but don't they have like a former Auburn coach, and I'm sure they'll wheel Nate Burleson out there because they put him on all the CBS stuff. I don't know. Me too. I like him too. I didn't mean that in a bad way, but they just make
he's
him
just
do
like their most
everything.
recognizable guy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
for a mediocre.
but
wide
okay,
receiver.
so yeah, I don't think the CBS tailgate, whether it's studio or there,
Not
what do you
going.
think the vibe of the campus is going to be?
Phenomenal. It'll be crazy. They've already sent out emails. You should have gotten an email earlier today about getting there early and about how crazy it's supposed to be. I mean, if it's anything like it was for what I would consider, I guess, less hype-upable opponent in Washington, then it's gonna be nuts, dude.
Yep.
Nuts.
We got to talk about it. I hate to bring up something negative, but Juju
really
didn't come for the Nebraska game. He's not coming for the Michigan game. Do we move on? Like, do we keep playing this will they, won't they game with Juju Lewis?
So we talked about this in the group chat, and Seth can give his 2 cents too at some point, but it seems like he's, and I mean this in like the least biased way possible, and I'll explain it afterwards, but it feels like he's leaning towards Colorado pretty hard.
Yes.
He's got, there's articles out now that's saying that Shador is the one that's in charge of recruiting him, but it doesn't make much sense because I think at least us three have a very strong vibe on Dion not being there after this season, and his other school would be Lincoln Riley, and I think you can look everywhere you want. He doesn't seem like he's coming back next season. It just seems weird to go commit to a school and a coach when they don't seem very committed to their school.
I'll bust out the NCAA 25 analogy is you recruit 2 quarterbacks in parallel the entire time. Yeah. And you're number 1 on one list, you're number 2 on the other list. You still max out 80 points to both of them. You still you max out all the scouting points. And then if number 1 commits, great, you bail on number 2 and vice versa. Number 2 commits or number 1 goes somewhere else and you're like, oh, all in on number 2. You always have to have a backup plan. So of course, I mean, you still keep the feelers out there. Cincinnati still has a relationship. You still use that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it goes too far. I think we jumped in too late. I think it was kind of a fever dream, and I think that it kind of was getting pumped up pretty high. I would say now it's probably 75% chance we don't get him. But here's the thing I thought about too, and I'm not sure I expressed it in our chat or not, but we're having quite a bit of success on the field, and our transfer quarterback from the MAC seems to have quite a bit of success out there. I would assume we look pretty good for what people would consider the higher end quarterback transfer that wants to transfer out of his current school. I mean, I would say that it's a pretty good spot to come in. The other thing is I don't think we recruited anybody in high school because we do have, an experienced person sitting in the background, which from everything we've read today in the last few days, he seems to be the shoe-in for starter for next season unless they bring somebody else in, and Taven Jackson. And then you've got 2 redshirt freshmen who everybody's super intrigued by. And it seems like Mendoza seems to have more of the momentum than Cherry does at this point anyway. So I guess I get not recruiting another high school quarterback, but I mean, it'll be kind of a bummer, but not really. It's not anything you need to focus on.
Matt Weaver, fantastic work at 247 Pigs, has confirmed that they will go out and get a transfer quarterback.
There you go.
Regardless of Juju, they're looking to add 1 to 2 quarterbacks onto this roster next year. And that doesn't mean it could be a younger transfer, right? Like it could be a Will Rogers, Michael Penix situation, right? Yeah. So that he did not specify whether they're going to go out and get a starter or a high end transfer. He did not specify. He specified that they will look to add 1 to 2 quarterbacks regardless of Juju. So, a lot more on that. I won't give he has an entire post about it. One more thing about Michigan. Obviously, we think they go 6-6. And how many 6-6 seasons does Sharon get? He's obviously not even on the hot seat, I think, after this year. I think they lost a lot. I think they understand that. But
I also think they're about ready to get the number 1 quarterback in the country too. Not Miller Moss, but high school quarterback.
Yeah. So I I think so. I think Seth said 2. I would lean at least 3 because 3 is like somewhat of a recruiting cycle. You can figure out if you got recruiting buzz, you got transfer buzz. So I think he gets 3. I think he's trash and gets fired. Is I think my not so hot take, but I'm just curious on your guys' thoughts on how many seasons he gets.
I'm with Seth, and I might steal some of his material here, but I think it's 2. I think at this point of where college football is at, I'm not sure that you get a recruiting cycle anymore. I think it's, hey, look, we're Michigan. We have all of this 5-star talent. You had all of this time. You've always been inside of this program. You've had all of this time to recruit. You've been a recruiter. You should have had all this stuff figured out. You were the offensive coordinator when we had Harbaugh here. You ran the offense. And now look at this shit that you're putting out here every week. Like, he should have known what kind of a quarterback situation he had in the well before any sort of transfer window closed or any of that stuff. And he didn't take care of any of it. And at Michigan, you should just be able to call somebody and say, hey, you want to come play football at Michigan? And they'll be like, yeah. Like, if I feel like if they called literally anybody and just be like, hey, come start at Michigan. Okay, see you later, guys. I'm out. And then that he's just not doing the right things. Maybe it's just, first year head coach kind of vibe, but I thought this was a bad hire from the very beginning. I know that this was a guy that Seth had on the IU hot list, on his personal hot list, but I am so happy we did not get this guy.
I just thought it made sense based off of his pedigree and being a high valued offensive coordinator that IU would target somebody like that. I wasn't optimistic. I wasn't hopeful. I think he gets 2 years. I think the biggest trash fire is on offense, which is his direct responsibility. I think recruiting is going to be the big thing next year, and he'll have to have some kind of improvement. If there's a likelihood that he goes 6-7 this year or 7-6, he'll have to have more wins than that next year, or else it's just not enough. You can't have multiple seasons as an also ran at Michigan and keep your job.
How lit is Ford Field going to be for that Quick Lane Bowl? Like, how lit? Like, it's going to be so, like,
is that the easiest bowl game to predict?
The easiest one. And that's how they go 7-6, because they're going to play a MAC team.
I would say Toledo. Yes.
Yeah. Gosh.
All right. I got 4 more here. We'll stay with IU here. Rab Johns reporting, this is on Twitter, that Coach Sig and the IU athletic department are in the works for a contract somewhere in the 6 to 8 year extension, up to $8 to $10 million based on incentives. He has 4 years left, so we're talking 10 to 12 year contract, around 8 to 12 million. What do we think about this? And is that ultimately enough? Because I have a point after this that I want to bring up.
I told you guys this earlier. I didn't have any reference to what anything Rab Johns was going to say. I think you even said, like, where are you getting this info from? It's like, I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up. I feel like you should be a top 10 paid top 10 paid coach in the country. And yes, I do think that's enough to keep him here. I mean, why would he go anywhere? Where else is he's going to go somewhere else and rebuild something and have a top 10 salary the same way that he's going to have here? Or do you stay here with your players that you brought in, your recruiting class that's coming in? All you have to do is piecemeal a couple things and you're set again for another huge year the following season. You're in the Big Ten. I'm so tired of listening to people talk about IU as this small school. Like, we haven't had this success with, the amount of money that college football has produced. I mean, sure, in the 80s we were good, but like not with this much available TV money and booster money and everything else that you see going on across the country. There's no reason why Indiana University can't be paying their football coach top 10 in the country, top 13, 14, 15 in the country money. There's no reason. Missouri does it. Now, Missouri has a ton of money coming in, I think, from the state and stuff too. But yes, I do think that's enough. I do think he's happy here. His wife's happy here. He said it in interviews. He doesn't have small children or something, or kids in college or anything. So sit still. And his house is incredible. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but
I have not. You know, I can send that.
yeah, I'll find it.
Is it like weird to like send me the
I
coach's
think it's
house?
I think it's the same one that Tom Allen had. I think.
That would be weird.
I
Would be
think,
weird. I don't like that.
but maybe not. Maybe not.
No, you have to do whatever you can to keep that coach.
And they are. They're doing it.
He's got 9 wins in his first 9 games at IU. To bring any kind of modicum of success to the program, you have to throw your mother in front of a bus to keep him on campus.
I'm not sure he'd like that, but maybe he's pretty intense. Just don't throw Brandon's mother out there, at least until
No. We need her. We need her drastically for Saturday.
yes.
All right. So let's talk about programs. Florida is keeping Napier for sure. Has said that 75% of their NIL is tied into freshmen and sophomores. They don't want to lose most of those classes. What do we think about Napier going back to Florida, and what other coaches does that leave to come after it? Because I don't know if we've talked about it much on this show, but we've definitely talked it in group chats and conversation that we all thought Florida was going to back up the Brinks truck. Do we think Auburn, West Virginia?
I don't
know.
I don't mean to be rude to Auburn, I guess. And West Virginia can get out of here with that crap. That's nothing. I don't know that we couldn't just hang with whatever Auburn wants to do. You know what I mean? They want to throw something at them. We can throw something at them. We just don't have that stupid tree that they have or whatever it is. That's the only difference. We got the rock and sample gates. They have the tree. You can't kill the gates. You can't kill the rock. You can kill the tree. Guy from Alabama did it. Got arrested.
All right, 2 more. These are quick.
Wait, you asked other things that Seth wants to talk about, because I'm sure he's going to bring up like Oklahoma and something else.
No, I was going to say the biggest problem you have, I think, is if the Penn State job somehow becomes available.
You're delusional.
He's from Western PA. The only thing would make sense is for him to go home. And the only way that Penn State job becomes available is if James Franklin gets happy feet. And he's done it before. Penn State's supposed to be a top 5, top 10 job in college football. How could you possibly leave it? But it's been done before. We think USC might open up. Does Hollywood become a potential landing spot for a guy like James Franklin?
Absolutely.
No, for James Franklin.
Then
that creates a domino where then Penn State becomes available. And who does Penn State call on?
But this goes back to the money thing, in my opinion. I feel like, again, Penn State, that's it. It's that in volleyball, right? Aren't they pretty good at volleyball?
Yeah,
like
they're incredible.
That is Penn State's identity, is football. If USC wants to give James Franklin $15 million a year, guess who's going to give him $16 million a year? He's done nothing but win there. I know that it seems crazy. I think he's like 75-23 or something. Like, he's not bad. He's been good. He's been very close to winning Big Ten championships. He's been to a couple, right? He's been to 1 or 2 championship games. I mean, and that was when he had to go through Michigan and Ohio State every single year. Now it gets easier for him. It should. He gets a schedule like us. He could be same boat. I mean, he is in the same boat. He just lost to Ohio State barely, just because his true OR is just, overrated. But I know, Seth, I'm sorry. I hurt your feelings again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see James Franklin. I get where you're coming from, and you can tell me. You told me so. Whenever it does
hypotheticals,
happen,
I'm answering a left field question here. I'm trying to create some spin.
Okay. All right. Last thing I got here is obviously college football playoff thoughts. For me personally, I don't know how we're below Penn State. We're below Tennessee because of SEC bias. Tennessee's best.
They'll get wiped out.
Tennessee lost to Arkansas, who comps exactly to Michigan State. They're both 4-5. Bad quarterback play. They did beat Alabama, but I think we all know Alabama is not Alabama. So they may have a better win, but their loss is horrific. I'm pumped that we're ahead of Notre Dame. I think that's right. I'm pumped that we're ahead of BYU. I think that's right. I do think we should be 6th instead of 8, because why we want to get out of that 8-9 game, because you don't want to play Ohio State or Oregon at home or Georgia at home, right? Like you don't want to be in that 1 slot, right? Which is where the 8-9 is. So I think it's very important for IU to get up into that 6th or 7th range. And right now, Penn State and Tennessee being ahead, I don't get it.
So there are some very, very important games coming up. Tennessee has to go to Georgia in 2 weeks. Next week. It's next weekend. There's Oregon going to Camp Randall for a night game. There, and Wisconsin's played like crap the last 2 weeks, but it's night game in Wisconsin. You never know. Those are important games for IU. I think that, and Seth can attest to this, I was hyped. I was pumped, ready for this. I mean, I'm full max downstairs in the basement on the volume, just like ready. And then they said number 8 IU, and I was like, yes. And I was like, wait, the 9 seed? And then I got like a huge pit in my stomach, and I'm like, we got to go to Tennessee. And I'm like, wait, no, we have like 6 more weeks of this. This is nothing. This is just like, hey, look, this is what it looks like. It doesn't mean anything, but here you go. So I don't, just keep winning, man. Michigan's next. Beat Michigan, beat the snot out of them, and then you'll get where you need to be.
Perfect. That's all I got after 11 randos.
Yeah, Jesus.
All right. Well, one of the things you guys talked about was getting to 10 wins. And I think whether it's against Michigan or against Purdue, maybe even Ohio State, it's going to, in all likelihood, happen. And one of the things we know is that IU has never had a 10-win season. So one of the things I wanted to look at was what teams haven't had a 10-win season in quite a long time. And so I found this handy-dandy 247 article published at the start of the year that was essentially ranking the 10 longest 10-win losing streaks, or longest streaks without a 10-win. So some of these teams, just throwing out here for your reference: Texas A&M, 11 years when Manziel. Nebraska, also 11 years. Arkansas, 12 years.
Not gonna happen.
I just lost it here. Rutgers, Cal, Boston College, Kansas, 16 years. Texas Tech, 15 years. Just all over the place. Maryland, 20 years. NC State, 21 years with, was it Philip Rivers?
That one's the most surprising one yet, honestly.
Illinois, 22 years with, I think it was Kurt Kittner. I don't even know this team. The 1989 Cavaliers from Virginia, 34 years since they've had 10 wins. You're going to love this. Purdue Boilermakers, 44 years. Since Mark Herman was quarterback in 1979.
Do you want to know what else I learned? You want to know what I learned yesterday? Sorry to cut you off about Purdue. You guys haven't won, or Purdue hasn't won a Big Ten championship in football since the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
We won one in 1945.
And all 3 tied for never have a chance this year.
Ooh,
Vanderbilt.
Oh, I thought you were going to give us a chance to guess.
IU.
No. Yeah.
And Iowa State.
Iowa State. God, I keep forgetting that they're just mediocre hanging around in that.
They're
so there's
9,
Iowa
9
State. Iowa State
yep.
7-1. They got Sorsby. They go into Utah. And then they host Kansas State. They need to go 3-0.
That's tough.
I think they go 9-3 at best. Probably
they beat
8-4.
Utah. Utah's not good. They got that.
But at Utah, it'll probably be at night.
It doesn't matter. Somebody stomped the crap out of him last time I watched a night game at Utah. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Sorsby. I think they're okay. If they have to go to Cincinnati, that'll be tough. I think they get to. They're probably 9-3. They're probably 9-3.
And then you said Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up.
Dude, they are hyping Vanderbilt up.
So they need to go 4-0.
Right.
They're 6-3.
There's no way.
There's no way. They host South Carolina. They could win that one.
Mm-hmm.
But then they got to go on the road to Death Valley. No chance. And then they host Tennessee, which would be sexy.
That'd be
but
an
regardless,
interesting game.
they're not
Probably
going
not.
undefeated.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I was just saying,
10 wins there.
all three are still alive. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Good for them though. Good season for Vandy. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Let's do prediction. Seth, what do you got?
Yeah, I feel like I've said this a lot. I don't think Michigan's a team that's going to beat themselves. IU is going to have to go out there and take this victory from them. That's why I think they do just enough to make this game interesting, make it frustrating. I don't think IU covers. I have it IU 21, IU 27. IU 24, Michigan 13. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
I have terrible handwriting.
All over the place.
24-13.
Type it out, bro.
13.
All right, Brandon. Help me out here. Get on the same page.
I've been very loud about how I don't think Michigan's going to be able to move the ball. I don't know how they're going to score. I mean, we talk about their red zone offense. We talk about their third down, both conversion and defending. I think this is the Washington game all over game. I think the same might be close. Maybe take Michigan first quarter spread, maybe take Michigan first half spread. But I think we've seen with halftime adjustments, I think with the way that we've closed fourth quarters, I see this extending quite significantly. So I have this IU 34, Michigan 13, scoring slightly more than we did against Washington, holding them to slightly less. So I think Washington has a better offense. That is a 21-point victory. I think this is another easy cover, and Vegas continues to lose their bank against IU.
So we have a pretty similar view on this point. I don't think that they hold any sort of halftime lead. I don't think that gets there. Maybe it's close.
I don't say lead, but maybe maybe IU +3.
I think they have IU right now at -4.5 first quarter. They got IU -4.5.
I could see it being a tie game, honestly. I could see it being 7-7.
I could see that too. So I've got it. And I've got 3, but I'm not going to count any of them. One of them's funny. The other one's my original prediction. But my final prediction, Michigan 20, IU 38. The 20 comes from a garbage time touchdown. It's 13-38 really final score, but they score a late one. 20-38, IU wins, covers over the whole 9 yards. My original prediction, though, was kind of more on your vibe, Brandon. I had 38-10.
Yeah.
Like, the offense for them, I don't see how they do it. Unless they bust a couple big runs or something, I don't see it. The funny one is, I think the only chance we move up in the college football playoff is if we beat them 77-3. That's it.
Yeah, I honestly,
I
see 77-3 being a lot closer than Seth's prediction.
Yeah.
So Seth, defend your spot here. How do you think we only score that amount of points? How is the offense, the number 8 offense in the country, playing the 47th best defense in the country at home, only put up 3 scores?
I just think that Michigan is keyed up to play this game. I think very rarely are they the underdogs. I think they're embarrassed by the 14-point line. I think they're embarrassed that it's moved to 14.5. And I think they try to play their best game of the season. I think Davis Warren has improved a little bit from the previous game, has a little bit of confidence. I don't know, man. I just think their defense is strong enough to give IU problems and frustrate them, but ultimately doesn't have enough to come anywhere near putting them away. So I just think it's one of those games where IU is focused on long, methodical drives, keeping the ball out of the hands of their offense, even though their own offense will probably do a pretty good job of that themselves. So I just think it ends up being a low-scoring ball control game where IU ends up beating Michigan using the exact same formula that Michigan used against every other team last year, that kind of anaconda, just roughing the shit out of them early on. And then the end of the game is just pound and pound and pound with 1 second on the clock snaps.
Sure. All right. There's our predictions. There's only 5 Big Ten games this week. Can we run this down in 90 seconds and then get out of here?
Let's do it.
Perfect. Friday night, Iowa at UCLA. UCLA plus 6.5 point home dogs.
Man, I picked that UCLA one pretty good last week. I don't know about
I'm
Iowa.
keeping the UCLA train going.
I like Iowa in this one. I think Iowa travels out there again.
Minus 6.5 on the road into California.
I think it's a field goal.
I agree.
I like minus 6.5.
Minnesota at Rutgers. Rutgers 6-point home dogs.
I think it's
Minnesota's rolling.
I think it's Minnesota by field goal, though.
Yeah, not much.
You think Rutgers covers?
They can't score. Minnesota can't score, but they did incredible defense.
Who are you taking, Bragg?
I don't
Rutgers?
know, man. Sorry. No, I'm not taking Rutgers. Just give me Minnesota money line.
Maryland at Oregon minus 25.
Scary number. Oregon.
That is a really scary number. Maryland plus 25.
Whatever is, it's the over in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Billy Edwards and crew will get their numbers. I could easily see this being something like 52-24.
Yeah.
Something just bananas. Washington at Penn State minus 14 night game.
Night game, whiteout.
Penn State kills them.
Yeah.
Dude, Washington's not.
They're good. They're better than Michigan. Better than Michigan.
I'd
It's
say
night game. It's
closer
Penn
to
State.
17.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I don't think Penn State's as good as you guys think they are. I'm going to go Washington.
31-14.
Yeah.
31.
I think it's close.
17. Yeah,
I
it's a
think
good
it's
spread.
close.
It's a good spread, but I'm going to take Penn State on that one. Last but not least, before we get out of here, Purdue at Ohio State minus 38 in a conference game. Conference game minus
We've been
38.
We've
We
been
have
there.
Yep.
Tease me to minus 41.5, and I'll take Ohio State.
Ohio State has not been impressive, but I have no doubt that they make this easy and it's a laugher.
How many points did Northwestern just put up?
26.
26. So
In overtime.
right.
20
so,
really.
So I think Ohio State scores at least 2. I think this is like a 40-3. I actually love this spread. I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I could see this being 41-3, 49-6, something like that.
You got to watch out, man. I don't think it's this game. I think it's the Penn State going to Purdue next week. They're going to do something. They're going to hang with somebody too long. It's going to happen. You got to save Ryan Walters' job. Got to.
He's
All right.
such a nice guy, though.
I'm sure he is. I
don't know. I met him
job.
once. He was nice for 10 seconds. What does that mean?
You should see him on TV begging for you guys to go to the games.
Which they do.
I
Give
went to
props
Notre Dame.
Purdue.
Come on.
Dude,
I can't
We
go
gave
back.
so many props to you guys for that. The crowd you guys had against Northwestern was impressive, and I don't know why it happened. Was it homecoming?
No, we always show up. We're a dedicated crew.
That's terrible.
Crew, the paint
very,
crew.
Very, very sad humans that go to that game.
Stop making me defend this. Move on. Enjoy your
Yeah,
good
let's get
stuff.
out of here. Be sure to download, rate, review, and follow on all of our platforms. It's at Happy Hour IUFB on social media. That's it, man. We'll talk to you guys after we.
Let's go have a Saturday. Hoosier fans, let's be loud. Let's show Michigan that we have quite the home field too. I'm so pumped for this game. I'm so pumped for Saturday. Come to the tailgate. We should have a good one. We should have about a 5-hour tailgate, right? 10 to 3.
We didn't do a time, but if we're taking off at whatever
9.
time, 9 o'clock. Yeah, let's
8:30,
go.
9 o'clock. Let's go.
Do it.
Let's go have a day. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Peace.
Enjoy it. Cheers.
Yeah, shut up.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.